What's up, everyone? When you get onto the week 17 podcast recording, your homework is to record your podcast. So, once you click on this link, it's going to take you to something that looks like this. So, if it asks if you want music or a podcast, you're going to hit podcast. The only difference really between the two is that is the microphone input. So, you want to definitely hit podcast first. This screencast is number one. So, it's how to add a track and record your voice. So, what you're going to do is you're going to hit add new track, voice and microphones. And then there's all these different voices that you can use. Like you can give yourself really cool sound effects if you want to. I would keep it on voice podcast for now because once you get into the like psychedelic and the space face and the telephone one sounds kind of cool. But some of them are kind of hard to hear. So you just want to make sure that whichever one, like the one that's in a cave is super hard to hear. So I would just pick one that people can still make out what you're saying. So I'll do just the regular podcast one for now so that you can see how to do that. So I'm going to hit start recording. Hi, this is an example of how to add a voice recording for your podcast. Essentially, this is the first step. You want to make sure that you hit record and you can record yourself either reading your article, freestyling it, meaning like you can just talk about your topic for a couple of minutes, but do it in an organized fashion so that you're talking about like one topic at a time, just like you did in your article. You had one section at a time. Or you can do a combination of both, which is what I did for my example. All right, so now you have and then you can click this little X button. Now you have your voice recorded. And so I'm going to bring this back here and I'm going to press play so you can hear it. Hi, this is an example of how to add a voice recording for your podcast. Essentially, this is the first step. You want to make sure that you hit record and you can record yourself either reading your article, freestyling it, meaning like you can just talk about your topic for a couple of minutes, but do it in an organized fashion so that you're talking about like one topic at a time, just like you did in your article. You had one section at a time. Or you can do a combination of both, which is what I did for my example. There we go. If you see this little thing on top, if you select this, see how this turns purple? If I go back here, if I move this back and I hit play, here, look what happens. Like you can just talk about your topic for a couple of things. Hi, this is an example. It goes back to the beginning. So if you do have this selected, just be sure that this second arrow goes to the end of whatever it is that you are playing. If you deselect it, this is just going to keep going. But if you have this selected, that whenever this gets to the end, it loops back to the beginning. See how it did that? Hi, this is an example of that's all that is. So that is how to add a voice track. Let's say that I wanted to record something and now I want to record it with a different voice. So maybe you wanted to change it. I think there might be a way to change the voice on here. Oh, here we go. What if I change it to that? What happens? Does it do it? How to add a voice recording for your podcast. Okay, look, I just learned that while I was talking to you. So if you hit this microphone button, see how I changed it to pop? Look, you can change it. Now I'm going to put it on here. I'll put it on the psychedelic one so you can see. Here, listen. Actually, this is the first step. You want to make sure that you... So there's all these different voices you can set it to. Oh, good. You don't actually have to re-record it. Space Face is also amazing. Record and you can record yourself either reading your article. Super cool, but that one's really not good for a podcast because they can't really hear you. I personally really like telephone and podcast. So here's telephone. Freestyling it, meaning like you can just talk about your topic. So you can set it to whatever voice you want, but just make sure we're actually able to hear you. I'm going to keep it on podcast for now, but go ahead and play around with that. That is how you add a vocal track to the Soundtrap app. Now, if that's all you do for this week, that's great. That's an awesome start. The next screencast is going to be about how to add beats and music using loops because maybe you want to put some music into your podcast. So go to the next screencast to learn about that. Thank you for watching. And again, if this is all you get to, if this is as much as you do with Soundtrap and you use it and you record your voice and you have your podcast recorded, that's a great start. I'm going to show you the next screencast so you can learn how to put music on. But bravo, I hope to hear all of your podcasts soon. I'm excited. See ya.